Hello Internet. Welcome to pokurecap, a channel where we talk about anything and everything pop culture. We feature different content from Asian and Western origins. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more of our videos. Spider-Man: No Way Home was one of the most anticipated MCU films before its release. From the rumored casting of the previous two Peter Parkers, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, to the return of some of the OG villains, Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin, and Alfred Molina's Doc Ock.
If I were a rich man.
To the other newer villains, even a cameo of Tom Hardy's Venom, everything was just hyped about by fans. As you know, Tom Holland's Peter Parker has a best friend named Ned Leeds, who is played by Jacob Bartalon, a Filipino-American actor. This is why it is no wonder that there were some things Pinoy in the recent film. Remember that scene at Ned's grandmother's house? That scene had so many things Pinoy to offer. If you are a Filipino MCU fan, surely you might have noticed some of them too. Now let's slow the video down a bit and have a look at the Pinoy-related stuff at her house. The scene opens with different picture frames hanging on the walls. You will be seeing more of these picture frames everywhere in this scene. This might not be a 100% Pinoy thing, but this is very commonly found in many houses in the Philippines. Old photos of family members, even of those who have passed away, can still be seen in different parts of the home, in frames of different designs and sizes. We then see Ned and MJ sitting by the dining table with Ned's grandmother bringing them something to eat. The first thing I notice is the lamp on the side. Yes, there were many lamps in the house, but this particular one was made of kapis shells. Although this material is native in Indonesia as well, it is abundant in the Philippines, too. Kapis comes from the shell of the Placuna placenta mollusk. The mollusks are edible, while their shells can be used for decor and handicrafts. These shells are often called windowpane oysters, because they have been harvested for thousands of years, to use as windowpanes in old Filipino homes. Although I only saw it used on the lamp in the movie, it might have been used in other parts of the house too. The next Pinoy thing I saw was this sword set. It might look very random to non-Filipinos. You might even think that it is an Easter egg of some sort, or perhaps even think that it is a hint that Ned will be a villain in the future films. But honestly, it is just a plaque of some of the weapons used in the Philippines a long time ago. Weapons of Tomholland is what you call this plaque or crest containing miniature models of weapons, used by warriors from the indigenous peoples of Mindanao, in the Philippines. This is considered as a souvenir, which can be found in gift shops locally. The weapons on the wooden plaque vary from spears, shields, and even a wide range of swords or knives such as the kris and the kampilan. As for the plaque itself, it is usually shaped like the Philippines' coat of arms, and is often, although not always, painted in the colors of that seal. It is very common to see a sewing machine in a Filipino home, especially if there is a grandmother, mother, aunt, or anybody in the household who likes to sew. Although Ned's grandmother has one in her home, hers is a more modern one, compared to the wooden ones that people had in the Philippines back in the day. Sewing machines were common then, as grandmothers usually sew clothes for the grandchildren, pillow covers, curtains, and so much more. Did you see those big wooden cutleries in the kitchen near the curtains? Well, those are some common decor in Filipino homes too. Although it is not commonly found in all homes these days, it is still one of those Pinoy things. Did you know that they actually mean something? Honestly, not all Filipinos know what they stand for. They are usually placed in the dining room area or near it, as they are actually considered to be a symbol of health, prosperity, tradition, and pride. Speaking of food, there were also some Filipino edibles in the scene. Although it was hard to recognize what Ned's grandma served them on the table to eat, having some food ready for visitors is a common practice in the Philippines. Grandparents usually have some snacks ready for their grandchildren whenever they visit. It doesn't matter if they are store-bought or handmade. Too bad MJ threw some of the bread at Andrew Garfield while she was trying to convince him to prove his real identity to them. Good thing Ned's grandma didn't say anything about it. But in reality, most adults, especially grandparents from the Philippines, do not approve of wasting food, and often teach kids to value them because they are blessings given to us. The kitchen was also not without some things Pinoy. From the Copico Brown and Blanca 3-in-1 coffee bundles and a rice dispenser on top of the refrigerator, to that plastic tin of sunflower crackers on the kitchen counter near the rice cooker, to what looked like a bottle of banana ketchup near the stove, and a jar of what seemed like bargoong or fermented shrimp paste, which Pinoys love to eat with the green mangoes and their famous nutty viand, kare kare. Props to the scene builders for adding such details to the film. The table alone also looked like something you would see in a Pinoy grandma's house. From the plastic covering on top to the crocheted white table cover, it looked authentic enough. The white table cover can also be made of plastic with intricate designs. These table covers make the table look presentable every time. The plastic makes it easier to wipe after every meal. But Ned's grandma's table is not the only one wrapped in plastic. Did you notice that one of her sofas was too? Again, this is for easier cleaning and to help maintain the quality of the sofa even when it gets really old, or so they believe. Some other Pinoy elements include the paintings in the walls. There were different subjects in them, from a Filipino countryside setting, a carabao, and some locals. There was also an ifugao cloth behind MJ while they were in the dining room. I am not sure why it was there, but the said cloth is usually hand-woven, and is used as a traditional clothing or accessory of the said indigenous people in the Philippines. It can't be a Filipino family without the usage of some local words. Although Ned didn't speak any, he understood them, as he translated for his grandmother while she spoke in Filipino mostly during her scenes in the film. From Lola, which is Filipino for grandma or grandmother.
My Lola's asking if you could clean up the webs you just shot.
Oh, sorry, Lola. Yes, of course.
To Salamancero, which is Filipino for wizard or magician, as Salamanca means magic.
Salamancero?
Lola, you're right. I am magic.
Lastly, in many Filipino households, you will really see religion-related decorations. Much like in the movie, Ned's Lola had figurines of angels, a cross on the wall, a Santo Niño, a wooden sculpture of two hands praying, and so much more. I am surprised that I didn't see a rosary or a Bible, because it really felt like she was very religious. Most Filipinos are Catholics, although there are also Muslims, Protestants, and others who practice different beliefs. Christianity is still widely believed in the country. This is why these details on her home were so accurate. So, those are the Pinoy things we saw from this certain scene. Did you notice them too? Or better yet, did you see more? Tell us in the comments section below. We hope to hear from you. Hopefully, you had fun with this video. We will try to make more in the future. Until next time, thanks for watching.